what sort of words do you think of when I say mushroom? Perhaps decay or poison. Unless you're a little strange like I am, I don't expect you were thinking of excitement or beauty. And unless you're thinking of the infamous "I'm a fungi" pun, I don't expect you're thinking of fun either. Well, it may come as a surprise, but it doesn't take much for anyone to fall in love with the magic of mushrooms. Before I go any further, I'm going to apologize to any hippies that may be listening. This is perhaps not the magic mushroom talk that you were expecting. Let me explain. Around 4 years ago, a book caught my eye about mushroom identification with the strangest book cover I've ever seen. I knew that I was not as excited about mushrooms as the man on this cover was. But I was curious what exactly he was so excited about. So I picked up the book and gave it a read. And with that, a ripple was sent forth that has become my most passionate hobby. The bounds of what I thought a mushroom was were pushed to an extreme. I discovered that mushrooms could be frightening, glow in the dark, fuzzy, shiny, brainy, oozy, slimy, scaly, abstract, tiny, flamboyant, ethereal, otherworldly, bizarre, or in their own way, beautiful. But that was just the beginning. I discovered that there were mushrooms that digested themselves into black goo that puffed out clouds of spores or ejected spores with more acceleration than a speeding bullet. Mushrooms that could be used to dye wool and make clothes, or even cure disease. And then I stumbled upon something really remarkable. Lactarius rufellus, also known as the candy cap mushroom, an edible mushroom that smells and tastes like maple syrup. I love maple. But perhaps most remarkable is the morel, which is America's most foraged and most sought after mushroom. It sells dried for hundreds of dollars a pound to masses who claim its unique earthy flavor is worth every cent. I was captivated. So I took to the outdoors in search of mushrooms. And it didn't take me long to find some. It turns out they're all over the place. In fact, I found hundreds of mushrooms right here from where I'm giving this talk at Cal Poly Pomona. Here are some of the first ones that I found. Immediately, I flipped through my mushroom identification book looking for a picture that resembled these, and I found one. It was labeled Agaricus campestris, common name meadow mushroom, and it was described as edible. So I decided to give them a try. And now we come to a very important lesson I learned, which is you shouldn't eat anything that you find in the wild unless you're absolutely sure about what it is. When I took the time to actually read the book and look a little more closely, I found a note giving the importance of checking several characteristics when identifying mushrooms like these, which I had ignored. I had not placed the mushroom face down on a piece of paper so the spores could deposit and I could examine them. I had not cut open the mushroom and looked for a yellow discoloration in the flesh as it was exposed to air. I had not smelled the mushroom for a glue-like aroma and many other things. But I was very lucky because another mushroom that I found right here at Cal Poly Pomona is the aptly named destroying angel. Sorry about that. Forgot to mention, I did discover what these were, and they were not the meadow mushroom. They were, as you can see, a mildly toxic mushroom, which goes by the name Agaricus californicus. But like I was saying, I was very lucky because I hadn't picked these instead, which are capable of easily killing a full-grown adult from the consumption of a single mushroom. Despite this, it's very easy to be completely safe about eating wild mushrooms. If you just take the time to read them, books like the one I used make identifying wild fungi very straightforward and foolproof. And if you're ever even a little bit unsure about a wild mushroom, just don't eat it. I had made a mistake, but I had a lot of fun. I got my friends involved, and to my surprise, they had a lot of fun too. I've gained so many new and wild experiences that I would have never imagined otherwise from identifying and foraging macrofungi. And most importantly, I found my passion. I challenge you to go out and find something you're passionate about, no matter what other people think. I'm not going to say that foraging fungi is every person's secret calling, but if you take the time to look a little more closely at the little things in life, you may find them as a source of beauty, excitement, and fun. And most importantly, you may end up a truly fun guy or girl. I want to give a special thank you to everyone who supplied me with photos, especially most of which came from Taylor Lockwood. Thank you.